So yesterday I did a few functions. I'm gonna remove this ones because I won't use them for now until we get to what happens here. Yesterday I used a few functions such as the edit function, and on our sheet this one was sales date, but I think I modified it now to order date, and then this other one I modified it to requested delivery date. So this is the day the customer made an order. This is the day the customer is expecting the order to be delivered. I told you, I said this is a small data set. We are going to be expanding this data set as the class goes on. Uh, the few things we corrected yesterday or we highlighted yesterday was the we want to ensure consistency between the headers, the column headers. So you make sure that if you're using first caps, or that's the first letter capitalization of the the headings, make sure that it is uniform all around. So you don't have how to put it, you don't have say customer name or product in small letter p, and then you have region in capital letter P. That I told you is simple basic data cleaning skills. You have to ensure consistency around the whole thing. Then if you look at the name, initially the data you downloaded has a comma after the first name. So you see Von comma Halon. We we showed how you can pick only the name and the both names without comma, instead of going right on the name and deleting the comma. You can just quickly do something by highlighting, taking off the comma by just taking off the two names only. The sheet shared by Blessing still has the comma. Thanks, Ayola. Yours is cool, no commas. So you need to the file shared by Blessing, the region still has small letter R, the customer has the small letter C, and if I check well, I'm still sure she did not delete the duplicates. These are basic rules for which we want to use to ensure that whatever we are doing, we ensure consistency in our data and our data set. So for today, I'll just highlight a few things. If today's date, if you want to impute today's date in an Excel sheet, you press down Control key plus the semicolon button, and the date comes in. Did we get that?
Yeah.
If you want to put today's date, you want today's date to appear on your sheet on a particular cell. Go to the cell you want to impute the date. Hold down the Control key, semicolon uh, button. I think just two buttons close to the Enter key. Press it. It gives you today's date. Now, in order, another method is if you press equal sign, type today, then just open and close, and it gives you today's date. These are shortcuts for handling date. You're learning this because we're going to be using much of date functions and date formats in most of our calculations. So in order for you to not get lost when I'm saying today or now, these are the easier functions. So either you press equals to today, you, you type this, it gives you today's date, or you press the control key, and press this semicolon button, it gives you today's date. So this one helps you produce today's date. Then if you want to talk about time, which is the time function, so the same thing with the date. If I want to get the time, I can also do equal sign time, open the bracket and close. It will give you the current time. Oh, sorry, not time. I mean, sorry about that. I mean, if you put equal sign now, open and close the bracket, it will give you the current time now with the date. You see the current time and the current date. Now, if you want to extract time at the actual time from this without having to go and start doing any mathematics, you can put the equal function and type the hour, the minute, and the second. So the actual from the cell that has the time or that has a date, you can do that. So we can do for here, say equal to time. So you can put click on this, close the bracket. Too many arguments. So even a simple time format, equal sign time. I want to run 24 hours, but current time is 4:13, so I can put 4, 13, 0 and enter. So it gives me 4:13 a.m. But I want it to be in p.m. so I can make it equal sign time, open bracket. 4 is 16, 13 and 0. So I get 4:13 p.m. So this is just simple manipulation of date and time. You are using the current time now and the current date now. You're using a time function where you want to deduct, you want to get the actual time or the actual date. You can use these functions. So we're going to be applying it in broader sense as time goes on. So we've worked with today, we've worked with now, we want to work with the date syntax. So when you have today's date, so equal to date, you open bracket, the year we want is 2024. The month is April, that's 4, and the day is 13. You get the same thing. So these are simple principle that we apply, especially when you're dealing with large set of data. You don't want to start going by doing typing, going to copy and all that. You just need something to work with it that comes in handy. This one comes in handy for you. Now, if for instance I want to pick out a particular date or a particular year or a particular month or a particular day from a particular cell. For example, I want to check I want to take out only the year from here. I don't want the whole thing. I want only the year. So I can take a simple function that says equal to year Click on this, open this, and then close the bracket. You press enter. It gives you only 2024. If I want to take only the month, I can use equal sign month, click on this day and enter. It gives you the month, which is 4. If I want to take the day, I take equal sign day, then click on this, enter. It gives you 13. Now, the reason why we're doing, I'm highlighting this is because look at this. We have order date, requested date, requested delivery date. Now it means that I need an additional column here, which is going to be actual delivery date. Actual delivery date. So the fact that order was placed on this day and the customer wants it delivered on this day does not mean it was actually delivered on that day. If it was delivered on that day, it's cool. If it is not delivered on that day, then what day was it delivered? So we're going to be having a few set of informations that we're going to be adding right here. And if we have these 3 days, all of them available here, so we're going to be having an additional column here where we will call this one the service level agreement. So service level agreement is going to be the number of days it took to deliver the item. So we're going to check the difference between the actual delivery date and the requested delivery date. So we're going to see how many days it took for the delivery to happen. Is everybody, are we following?
Yeah.
All right. Hopefully the other people in the class are following, because if I'm fast, please feel free to call my attention. As like I keep saying, I think this class is actually meant for Ayola, since he's the one that has been active. So back to it. I'm presenting a data for an organization, but this is the only thing they gave me. Now I'm adding additional information to help me get the insight I am looking for. So I have order date, requested delivery date. Now I am going to be looking for an actual delivery date, and then the service level agreement. Now, what will be the service level agreement? So if according to the company, when you place your order today, you get it after 1 week or 1 month. If that means that 1 week, which is 7 days delivery time, is going to be the service level agreement. So for example, I believe almost all of us shop on sites like Amazon and Alibaba, AliExpress. Now, when you click on an item to and add it to your cart, you will see a notification will pop up based on your location, telling you how long it will take before you get your delivery. That is the service level agreement. So that number of days is what we're going to be listing down here. Then, if you have the service level agreement, deducting it from the actual delivery date, you're going to be getting either it is performing, it's within delivery date, or outside within the service level agreement. If it is outside the service level agreement, people want to see what are the challenges, or the management want to see what is the challenge, why these items were not delivered within the specified period of time it has agreed to deliver to the customer. So that's what we're going to be doing all through today, and I'll leave this column for everybody. When you pick out this file, I've said it before, go to your Google Drive, click on shared folder, you'll see course material. You'll see course material. That's the name of the folder, course materials. Open the folder, download this particular sheet. It's called data set. Download it. That is what we are using. Make your data fit into this format, following everything we did in the class, and then everybody on your own, you fill out the actual delivery date for all this product. Fill them out yourself. So we're going to be checking service level agreement. Now, point of correction. For yesterday, I told you about e-date. E-date adds additional the number of the whatever number you put here is the number of month it is adding to the actual date. So if you put 2, you're adding 2 months to 2 months to the actual delivery order date. So here we had 2. I think 2 months for delivery is too much. Let me use 1. So 1 month. Maybe because the order is bulky, maybe because it takes time to ship these orders from its location to another. We are using 1 month, but yeah, maybe as time goes on, I might decide to reduce it to just 3 days so it doesn't take too much. But for now, this is what e-date works for. It replaces the actual order date with an additional month based on what we highlighted here. And then everybody's going to fill out this actual delivery date, and here is our summary we initially created, and then we said we're going to be creating another pivot table showing the total number of sales per product. So you highlight the whole cell, the whole data set, click on insert, click on pivot table, and click OK. Now we're looking for total number of sales per product. So we'll come back here and look for the product, bring it down here, and we'll look for sales. That's the total amount, total cost. So we'll bring them down here. So this one becomes total number of, because total sales of the product. So we'll rename this sheet as total product sales. Then the next assignment says we should show pivot table of salesperson's performance by region. So we're still going to copy the full data set, highlight the full data set, click on insert, pivot table, and click OK. We'll name this one sales performance by region. So first we have the salespersons. We want to see their sales. Then we have every region they've been to. So we'll bring down the region. And then we want to see the total sales they've made per region. So we'll highlight it here. And then remember, I don't know if we're all seeing my screen, but I'll just stop presenting for a second, then present my whole screen. So we get to see the what I'm doing here. Right here, you right click on this, click on pivot table options, look around and see display, click on classic table view, sort them out A to Z, and then you click on OK. So once you click on OK, it gives you this format. Now I do not want to see subtotal sales, so I'll right click on this and click on subtotal. I'm removing it. So anybody who looks at this says that Arnold has sold to Northwest and Northeast, and this is the performance of Arnold in Northwest and Northeast. Bird Asa is covering Southeast. Christensen Jill is covering Northwest, and like that. So I am seeing performances by region. So apparently, among all this, only Arnold has two regions covering two region. Every other person has one region to cover. Uh, so, Sabitu, did you see the difference between what you did and mine?
Yeah, I can say
Oh,
that.
okay. So, uh, what we're looking for is we want to point out what every salesperson is doing in every region. So we just picked out the salesperson's name, the region, and then the total sales the person made. This way, anybody who picks out this can just identify that, okay, based on this, Arnold is already performing in Northeast and Northwest. Now, if we want to look at this again, looking at the sales performance by region and seeing what region is making the highest sales, we can also do that by going back to our data set, creating a new pivot table, click on OK. I want to see what every region is doing, what is the performance of every region. So I'm bringing down the region here, and then I'm bringing down the total sales. Now, this way, I'm seeing which region is making the highest sales and which region is least performing. From here, you don't need to go too further. You already know that Northwest is having low performance. Now, from all these pivot tables we are creating, this is what we're going to be using to create like a visualization that tells the story of what is happening. So you're having plenty sheets, plenty extra sheet you're opening because you're creating extra pivot table, but you can create multiple pivot table on the same sheet. You don't have to go outside the same sheet. So for example, let me give you an example here. I name it regional sales. So, and I want to create an additional one, so I create insert pivot table. Now I'm going to be placing it on an existing sheet. So I'll click here. Then I'll click on regional sales, put it down here, and click OK. So this is another pivot table different from this one. This one is different. This one is different. So here I want to see uh, the customer's performance per region. So I'm bringing down region here, and then I'm bringing total sales here. Remember what we did? We removed the subtotal because we don't want to see subtotals. Now we want to see customers by region, so we change this format. Take the display, click on the classic table view, sort them by this, and click OK. Now this filter says B&B covers 1, 2, 3, 4. So apparently all of these our customers have outlets in all the 4 regions. So this visualization would literally make no sense because every outlet has every customer has an outlet in the 4 region. Now the only thing it does is, based on this, we're looking at BMP spaces, which of the regions of BMP spaces is making the more numbers. So we're seeing that southeast and northwest of BMP is making more numbers. The same thing with Ellington Design. We can see that southwest is making more numbers. Like that, if you this is what this one is going to be highlighting for you. Is anybody lost? Does anybody feel lost that I need to bring you back?
Yes, I feel lost.
Who is feeling lost? Let me see your face.
Godfrey.
Mr. Godfrey, please,
Sir.
which of the bus stop did we leave you so that we can go and pick you back?
If you don't mind, that's the first that first question. If you can just go over it again, how you
The first
created the pivot table.
question. So, let me see. The first question I said we're going to be showing the a pivot table that has total sales of the product. So we want what we're trying to pick here is what is the sales that was made by every single product. What are we each product how much was sold from every product. So let me see one of the files here. Okay, so this particular data pivot table, first what we did was we highlighted the whole of this. We highlighted the whole of this. We did insert pivot table and we placed it on a new sheet. So we want to see performance of each product. So we take the product down to the rows and then we pick the cost right here and bring it down here. So we're seeing the cost of this, of each product. That's the, I think this one is the simplest of the whole assignment I gave. It's just you seeing the performance of each product. So we we also went ahead to show how we can go further to see the performance either of every salesperson by region, every salesperson, every customer also by region. Looking at the data set, we want to see every salesperson, which region they cover and how much they are making. Now, if we want to, we can also check every salesperson and the products they are selling and which products which salesperson is selling more product. So we can highlight this whole thing again and click on insert pivot table. We'll have to click on an existing one, go back to this sheet and place it here. Click OK. So we want to see salespersons and we want to see on their products, the product they are selling, and then we want to see which one is making the highest number of sales. Now, if I don't want to see the number of sales, I want to see the product by the numbers or requested quantity. So I can go back and take number of item. And then same thing we usually do here. You right click, check the pivot table options, click on display, classic view, sort by place, and then you click OK. Now, by the time you do this, you have Arnold is selling bamboo coffee table. The highest sales he's making is on Captain Retainer 130. No, bamboo coffee table 158. So now, one other thing is we do not want to see the subtotal. In some cases, you might need it. In this case, I don't need it. So I just want to see their performances. Now, some how do I put it? Some people, when they fill out this table like this, they don't like the fact that this particular space is empty because they don't know at what point Arnold's name stopped because they are going to be seeing, or maybe you want to see all this name reappearing here. So what we do is you right click here, check the field setting, the layout print, and then you click on repeat item labels and click on OK. So you now see Arnold, Beld, Asa, Christensen, Jill, and like that. So no spaces left blank. Are we together?
Yes, we are.
Okay. Mr. Godfrey, did I answer your question?
Thank you. It's clear.
Okay. So any other person we are leaving behind so we can bring you up to speed? Apparently we're not leaving anybody behind, so we are all going at a good speed. So here everybody should be able to repeat label on a pivot table. That's one. Everybody should be able to create more than one pivot table on one sheet. That's two. And lastly, you should be able to understand what are the functions that are here. Now, by the next time we'll meet, we'll see how to put on filters and slicers on this, on a pivot table. So I am seeing the salespersons, the product, and the total number. But I want to see these things by the number by the region, so I can decide and bring the region. I can bring in the region and keep it on filter. Now, by the time I keep region on filter, if I say I want to see Northeast performance for all of them, so all I'm seeing is only Northeast performance for everybody. So Arnold has Northeast performance for all of those places. Livingstone, Maynard, Susan, and Von Harlem. The remaining persons do not sell to Northeast. If I want to see Southeast, click on Southeast. These are the only two persons that are selling to Southeast. I want to see not Southwest, click on Southwest. So this is the importance of filter. The filter helps me, instead of putting a filter on the data set itself, instead of putting a filter here and clicking on this, put Northeast, then I want to see a particular product, for example, click here, say bamboo coffee table, then I'll now begin to look. Van Halen kept on appearing severally because he sold on different days. I will now want to now look for Van Halen all the way and check how many days he sold. Now back to date column. So we want to see another pivot table that involves date. So I'll click on insert pivot table, click on this, select an existing, uh, come to this place, and we want to place it right here. So click OK. So we want to insert a third pivot table here. Now I want to see the sales, the dates that the customers make requests. So I want to pick the sales date. I have 2011 and 2012. I'll take product. I'll take product and add it to this. Then I'll take the totals item of total cost and put it here. So if I open this, I would see the product based on quarters. If I want to see the quarters. Now, as usual, you can also expand this and make it look better by changing the pivot table options to classic pivot table view and make it this way. Meanwhile, you can, now if I do not want to see this quarterly sales, so I can remove this. I don't need subtotal. I do not want to see quarterly sales, so I can remove the quarters from here. So I remove the quarters I only have from January to December for Bamboo Coffee, for Bamboo NT. Now, remember what I told you, because most times these blank cells confuse somebody because it's just empty. They want the repetition of all these items. So people will just do just right click on here, click on field settings, come to layout and print, and click on repeat item labels, and it fills up this as 2021. So you know that you're 2011. So you know that all these places you're still talking about 2011. You can do the same for this man here, field setting, layout, repeat item labels, and you have it this way. So if you close this one here and expand that of 2012, you see the same thing happening. Now, assuming I do not want to see the years, I just want to see only the months. So I can take out the year and I'll see the product only, and I'm going to be seeing it by the sales month. The date is going to be showing me only the month, and of course, you'll be seeing the month because you'll be seeing January to December and then January to December again because you have 2 years. So depending on how you like it, this is how you're going to be presenting it. So you want to present the product based on the month, or you want to present it based on the year, you can do that here. So any questions so far?
Yeah. So my first question is, can you go over how you put the pivot table into the existing worksheet? I think I have one issue there. I can't repeat that.
Okay, so first, here is the data set. We'll look for the initial data set. So here,
Yeah.
highlight the data set, click
Okay.
on insert, click pivot table. Now on this option here, click on existing worksheet.
Yeah.
Then right inside here, look for where you want to put it in. So say for sales
Okay.
performance by region here, and then I want to put it just beside it. So I can click here, and then I click OK. So
Okay.
I have a new pivot here. So I can add whatever it is I want to add here and do whatever I want to do here. So I want to see the delivery date. I want to check on the delivery date. So I'm taking delivery date here, and I'm seeing 3 years to complete delivery. I want to check total cost of delivery or the total items of delivered 3,000 3,148 in 2011. And if I want to see this delivery by quarters, I'll see them that in the first quarter 274 was delivered. Now, but which items were delivered on this years, or I want to see what are the products that were delivered. So I can click here and add the product here. So by the time I open this, I would see the product. So first quarter bamboo was delivered 34, like that. And if I want to see, if I don't want to see the product, but I want to see the salesperson who did, I can come back here and pick the salesperson and put the salesperson here. So I'll be seeing their performance. If I want to see it by quarter, I see it by quarter. If I don't want the quarterly summary, I can scroll down here and remove the quarters. I don't want to see quarters. So it's going to be January to December. And this format is usually looking kind of rough. So you can make it look good by changing it to a classic view. So pivot table, change it to this come to display and change to classic view and click OK. So you're going to be seeing this, and we can remove the subtotal as usual because we don't usually need the subtotal. And like I said, you can replace these labels that are empty with the actual name that it is supposed to be on the label. So all of us know that this particular empty space is all for Arnold Cole. So if I want to fix that, I just right click and come to the field setting, print layout and print, and then repeat the label item labels and then click OK. So it comes. So I've answered your first question. What is your second question?
Yeah, I think I'm okay. It's just to play around it and get the exact stuff you have.
Okay, thank you. So everyone on our data set, you are adding an abstract 2 columns with actual date and delivery and service level agreement. So your own sheet, please fill out an actual date of delivery.
Yeah. So
That's
how what are we going to put just random actual dates or what?
Yeah, yes, please put in random actual date. Doesn't have to be specific. Just want something to be there. I would have fixed in any other date, but I want you guys to fill it out. Fill in any actual date. Then I would want you to create a date, a pivot table. So question 1 is create a pivot table showing each salesperson's performance by yearly quarters, by quarters of the year, by quarters. Question 2, create a pivot table create a pivot table showing product performance by year. And then lastly, question 3, show a pivot table that summarizes sales by product and delivery date. So this assignment will be submitted maximum Thursday next week. The assignment will be submitted Thursday next week. I'm stopping the recording now.